What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Current unified heavyweight champion, Oleksandr Usyk. What will be his next move? Now, he was in negotiations to take on former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay "The Bronze Bomber" Wilder. Those negotiations ultimately did not come to a deal. Deontay Wilder will instead pursue a fight with perennial heavyweight contender Derek Del Boy Chisora. I'm hearing it's close to being finalized. I did a video yesterday. They're looking at the month of April to stage this matchup. It's going down in London. That's what I'm hearing. If it gets done, they're on the 1 yard line. Like I said in the video yesterday, they're on the 1 yard line. Everything I'm hearing is it's going to get done. It's going to get announced in the first week of February. It's going to get officially announced in the first week of February. Now, they're trying to get the promotion lined up. Now, Derek Chisora was being promoted by Queensberry Promotion. Now I'm hearing that Sarlin Promotion, another UK-based promotional company, is going to promote this fight. Now, I don't know what his contract situation is with Queensberry Promotion, which has promoted the last couple of Derek Chisora fights. All that's got to get ironed out, but it's nothing that what I'm hearing that any obstacles that's going to prevent that fight from getting finalized. So with that being said, Oleksandr Usyk, who's the current unified heavyweight champion, is looking for a dance partner. I'm hearing that he's in negotiations to take on former unified heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz. Now, Andy Ruiz upset the upper court, 6-7 years ago when he came to the Big Apple and upset then current unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, nicknamed AJ. Can Andy Ruiz pull off a monumental upset once again? And just like he did when he upset AJ, that sidelined the matchup that everybody was anticipating involving Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. That fight would have been for undisputed. And that fight did not come to fruition. And until this day has not been a fight that has been finalized. And these two great combatants have not gotten to the square circle and squared off with each other, to the dismay of a lot of hardcore boxing fans as well as casual boxing fans. So with all that being said, Usyk and Andy Ruiz, if it gets done, will be staged in Las Vegas, Nevada, aka Sin City. They're looking at spring of 2026, April, May, in that range. And if Usyk is successful and if Wilder is successful, those two will fight each other at the end of 2026. Now, if Chisora is able to win the fight, and a lot of people are going to be picking him to beat Wilder, we'll get Chisora Usyk 2. And as we know in the first fight, Chisora gave Usyk all he can handle and then some, and in my opinion, has been the toughest opponent of Oleksandr Usyk's professional career. Now, Usyk is the top dog in heavyweight division. He's looking to continue his dominance, and he's looking for high-profile names. That's why people like a Kabayal or a Warley are not fighters that interest Oleksandr Usyk. Now, I'm also hearing that Usyk is in negotiations with Zuffa Boxing, which is run by Dana White. And if he's able to get a deal done with Zuffa, that'll be the highest profile boxer that Zuffa has signed to date. Now, they signed Jay Apataya last week. Now, he's the IBF Cruiserweight champion, and he was a high-profile name. You know, the other guys they have signed have not been that high profile. They signed Jose Real Venezuela, who used to work with the PBC. They signed Callum Walsh. They signed Sergey Boychek. They signed some good names, but they have not signed like a big name, a guy that's, you know, known to the hardcore boxing fan and is holding a major title. Now, J.R. Pataya has fallen up under those categories, but Usyk will be by far the biggest name that they've able to sign. That's what Dana White is looking to do. He's looking to revise the Ali Act, where they can have fighters fighting up under their promotional company, fighting for their newly formed UBO title. They will basically not recognize the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. So promotional companies like Golden Boy and Tom Brown, who works with the PBC, and Matchroom Boxing, which is run by Eddie Hearn, those organizations will continue, in my opinion, to work with those 4 sanctioning bodies, but they're looking to root out those sanctioning bodies and force a lot of the fighters to come over there to Zoffa Boxing, get a stranglehold on boxing, just like Dana White got a stranglehold on the UFC, which is run by one entity, one champion per division, get rid of the interim belts. Therefore, we can get more clarity in the sport of boxing. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Oleksandr Usyk versus Andy Ruiz is being negotiated, and it's going to kind of make for a Final Four in the heavyweight division. The winner of Usyk versus Ruiz, well, Usyk would be a heavy favorite, will take on the winner of Chisora versus Wilder. Well, I would imagine Chisora being a slight favorite, or maybe more of a 50-50. Maybe Wilder be a slight favorite. Whoever is the favorite would be like, what, a -120, -145, and the loser would be like a plus 145, plus 130, somewhere in that range. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Oleksandr Usyk versus Andy Ruiz, you heard it here first. Las Vegas, Nevada is the destination that they're looking for this fight to transpire in, and it will be an interesting fight. Can Andy Ruiz get himself back in the proper shape to give Usyk a competitive fight? If we get the Usyk that has been reigned supreme in the cruiserweight division and heavyweight division, it's going to be hard for people to be competitive with him. The last guy that was competitive with him was Anthony Joshua in the second fight. He has dominated since then, and we would definitely need the version of Andy Ruiz that showed up in the first Joshua fight. If that version shows up, then maybe he gives Usyk the most competitive fight he had since Derek Chisora and Anthony Joshua too. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, one thing that Usyk has been able to do, he's been able to adjust to every style. You know, he's been able to make the proper adjustments, you know, when the fight's going on. If he does get any kind of difficulty in a fight like we had in that, what was that, 10th round against Anthony Joshua in the rematch. And I thought the first couple of rounds, Daniel Dubois in the rematch was giving them problems. Usyk made the necessary adjustments, and after that, it was all Usyk. If Ruiz is able to come in and land combinations and have that hand speed that have given a lot of heavyweights problems, then we will see how Usyk was able to counteract that. I think he could beat speed with time. He's a great timing fighter. He's just a great overall versatile fighter that really has no weaknesses. Great jab, great 1-2, great feints, great head movement, knows how to change levels, knows how to work the body, knows how to come forward, knows how to fight off the back foot. He's just a complete fighter. So it'll be interesting to see, man. But hopefully we get the version of Ruiz that showed up in the first AJ fight, or the Ruiz that showed up in the Joseph Parker fight in New Zealand, or the Ruiz that showed up in the Derevchenko fight, the fight he fought before he took on Anthony Joshua in the first fight in the Big Apple. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports. New media, follow me on Twitch at Briscoe MA77 071. Follow me on Instagram, JB Sports 9707. Follow me on my 2 YouTube channels at JB Sports, The Man, The Myth, The Legend 9656, and at JB Sports, The Man, The Myth, The Legend 8000. And like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, The Man, The Myth, The Legend. And I holla.